You're sitting in your seat on a flight, and suddenly the plane starts to shake and rattle. You look around and see that everyone else is just as scared as you are. You realize this is happening. The pilot is trying to land the plane, but there's a problem. Luckily for you, he lands it safely. Don't worry, it's just another day for some airlines, which is why these are considered the worst ones. So from the title and a bit of introduction, you must have got that we in this video will discuss the top 10 worst airlines in the world and what makes them so. So before getting started, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like the video if you haven't already. Alright, here we go with the top 10 worst airlines, starting at number 10, Hong Kong Airlines. Hong Kong Airlines is, as the name suggests, a Hong Kong-based airline that has a terrible reputation. In fact, it has the worst reputation of any airline in the world today. Hong Kong Airlines had an on-time performance of just 45% in 2017, and their customer service is also quite poor. They've been criticized for having poor quality food and slow boarding processes, as well as being known for having old planes with shabby interiors. Hong Kong Airlines' cabin service leaves much to be desired too. One passenger even described them as a garbage airline after his flight was delayed multiple times without explanation or even an apology from staff members who didn't seem to care about him at all. Number 9. Frontier Airlines. The carrier, a subsidiary and operating brand of Indigo Partners LLC, operates flights to 80 destinations throughout the United States and 5 international destinations in the Caribbean and Latin America. In our opinion, Frontier Airlines is one of the worst airlines in the world because they charge you extra for just about anything, like your bags or even carry-on baggage that doesn't even fit under your seat. Also, they charge you extra if you want a window seat or aisle seat. They have very limited legroom between seats, so it's not comfortable feeling stuck next to someone else when traveling with this airline. Number 8. EasyJet. EasyJet, which started as a London-based company in 1995, is consistently ranked among the top 10 safest airlines in the world. Even though safety isn't a consideration on AirHealth's ranking, EasyJet nevertheless comes in at number 2. With a fair rating for customer service but a terrible rating for handling claims, it's safe to assume that you won't be compensated for your misplaced luggage anytime soon. When compared to other carriers, this one is the cheapest. It's fine if the flight won't last for more than a few hours, but anything longer will cause your back to hurt. Some say it's boring because there's not much to do and the quarters are tiny. Everything from the food to the water is ridiculously overpriced on this flight. Some think the flight is okay if you have a tight budget to fly to your destination. Number 7. Philippine Airlines. Philippine Airlines is one of the oldest in the world. It was founded back in 1941, making it older than several of the other airlines that are ranked on this list. In fact, Philippine Airlines has been named the worst airline in the world for 4 years in a row by Skytrax, which publishes an annual list of the best and worst airlines. The reason for this? According to Skytrax, Philippine Airlines has some major issues with punctuality. It's been voted as having just 3 stars out of 5 for on-time performance. Moreover, people say that the airline has the worst customer service since the employees there are dishonest about their services and have no idea what customer service even is. They make assurances that they're unable to keep. Number 6. China Eastern Airlines. China Eastern Airlines is a Chinese airline based in Shanghai. It's the second largest airline in China after Air China. The carrier operates more than 1,300 flights between mainland China and other countries or regions such as Hong Kong, Taiwan, and South Korea. The most major aircraft crash in China occurred back in 2010 when an Embraer ERJ-190LR operated by Hainan Airlines crashed while attempting to land on a hazy runway. The plane caught fire and 44 out of the 96 passengers on board were killed. According to Xinhua, the state-run news agency, China's airline industry achieved the longest stretch of uninterrupted safe flight of any nation's civil aviation business in the last year, recording 100 million continuous hours of safe flying. Since then, the airline has been counted as the worst airline in the world. Number 5. Iberia Airlines. Iberia is a seasoned airline that's been in business since 1927. The airline now falls under the ownership of the same corporation as British Airways. However, the airline suffers from a poor reputation, and we're not certain that it's completely deserved by the company. After all, it had good ratings for both its punctuality and the quality of the service it provided. The real issue with Iberia is that it's incredibly bad at processing and settling claims. This is the root of the company's problems. There are many dissatisfied and angry customers since the airline doesn't appear to place a high premium on providing good customer service. Number 4. Volaris Airline. The third worst airline in the world is a low-cost Mexican airline, making it the third worst airline. The maximum allowed baggage weight is just 10 kilograms, yet the company received 379 complaints between January and June of 2022. According to the study, the company is forecast to generate a profit in 2021, yet, because the airline stopping in-flight entertainment in 2019, it has one of the lowest scores in the index. This ultra-low-cost carrier scored 4 out of 10 in the overall airline index. Number 3. Interjet Airline. Interjet, another Mexican airline, made the list of the top worst airlines despite receiving more customer complaints than Volaris, but higher rankings for the quality of its meals and seat comfort. Since December of 2020, the financially troubled airline hasn't conducted any flights, but is preparing to resume flight operations in 2022 with 10 Airbus 320 aircraft. It's been quite a disastrous journey for the company, which is on the verge of bankruptcy and is dealing with the arrest and subsequent release of one of its founders, Alejandro Del Valle. This arrest has garnered quite the bit of media attention. Number 2. Swiss International. After the collapse of the country's previous national carrier Swissair in 2002, Swiss International Airlines was established. It's not that the new airline is an awful company to fly with, simply said, it doesn't live up to expectations in any manner. Its scores are lackluster across the board in every category. Customer service has a reputation for being very inflexible, making it difficult to obtain assistance from them in unusual situations. In most cases, you shouldn't expect anything out of the norm, but you shouldn't expect to be wowed either. Number 1. Ryanair. Ryanair is an Irish low-cost airline headquartered in Swords, Dublin, Ireland, with its primary operational bases in Dublin Airport and London Stansted Airport. Ireland's second largest commercial airline, based on fleet size, operates over 390 aircraft and has a network of 83 routes serving 26 countries in Europe. After Lufthansa momentarily took the crown in 2018, Ryanair has once again become Europe's largest airline in terms of passengers carried. Some listed airlines, including Ryanair, believed that bigger was better. On-time performance and service quality were fairly rated, but claim processing was not. Similarly, the airline is prepared to forego passenger convenience in favor of operational effectiveness. Like any other airline, Ryanair purchased a version of Boeing 737 MAX that could fit up to 200 people in a single cabin. That made it stand among the worst airlines, as its customer support went extremely poor, and so did its Airbus space. Now that we've looked at the best and worst airlines in the world, it's time for you to decide. Hopefully, our list has given you some insight into what makes an airline good or bad. And if not, it was fun knowing about these airlines' mishaps. Now let's wrap up the video, but subscribe to the channel before leaving and hit the bell icon so as not to miss any of our channel's latest videos. Like the video and then share it with your friends and family. Until next time, take care and good luck.